thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a tutorial, nor is it a knitting video, but we are going to be looking through another pattern book. This is part of my Perusing pattern book series, in which we take a moment to explore some of the pattern books that I have in my collection and identify any projects that seem worthy of my time. I'm sure there are plenty that are worthy of my time, but it's, do I really have the time to do them? Or do I have the skill to be able to do them? And so the purpose of the last couple ones that we see in the recent days here are to identify some projects that we might be able to do. When I say we, I mean that I might be able to do for my family for holiday of 2021. So we looked through the cat book previously and I was like, yay, there's some cute things in here that I would like to do. And so now we're going to look at one that I've had in my collection for a long time. This is Greetings from Knit Café by Suzan Mischer and photographs by Victoria Pearson. Now, this is one that was gifted to me by one of my dear, dear friends and coworkers who is also an avid knitter. She had gifted to me lots of pattern books that she no longer used, other little patterns that she had on hand, and some yarn that she just stashed. And so as we have worked through those, I have mentioned her and where the yarn had come from and if it was from her or not. So this is another one of those books that she gave me, and I have looked through this before, but oops, I haven't really like looked through it, so we'll take a look together. And so this is copyright 2006, so it's not like super old, but it's also not really new either. So we're just going to there's a lot in here. We're just going to kind of browse through, and I'll tell you if I see something that has been on my radar. So this one here, this architect scarf, this is one that I thought I might do. This is using a bulky weight. I want to say it's bulky. It might be worsted. It's Mano Stel Uruguay is the yarn. It says 100% hand-spun kettle-dyed wool. And it says one skein of each color. And I believe there's a couple of, two of color A and B. And then one of red and yellow. So the green and the blue are the main contenders here. And so I thought the pattern itself was easy enough. It's just about a question of whether or not I had enough of the yarn that I needed for it. This beret wasn't as, interesting. I've already made a tam for my cousin's daughter last year, so, not last year, that was 2020. 2019 was when I made a tam for my cousin's daughter, and it was okay. I had to do a tubular cast on, which was a bit tricky for me, but, or not a tubular, like a weird rib type thing where I had to like do a under and over and an under and over kind of thing. Tubular was for the fisherman's knit and the watch cap and the stockinette cap that were another one. These boxer shorts weren't on my list, but they were interesting to think about. I think if I ever get into knitting more like wares, like knitwear for myself, that shorts might be something fun to do just to have around the house. The only thing is that it's not seamless, so that's a problem for me. These Canyon hiking socks, these are really cute, but again, if I ever were to make them, you're looking at this length here, And I have pretty meaty legs, so I would have to really consider how wide I would need to make the cuff because it had to fit over my giant calf leg. I'm about like a 20 inch circumference of my calf at the widest point. So, that's a lot of yarn to think about. But they're very cool. For some reason I was thinking, if you guys have seen the movie Clueless, this reminded me of the main character, the blonde lady. Something about like this kind of short, preppy looking kind of jacket. Also something that's not seam, or also something that is seamed together, so I would have bypassed that. This one says, classic sweater for guys. It looks simple enough, but I wonder, I can't remember if this is seamless or not, because if it isn't, nope, okay, letting it go. Now, these comfy socks, now that I've knit so many socks, I'm just like, I'm not even looking at socks like that anymore. Like, these are great. These are a great project to do. I love that there's like this variation, or like these accent colors. I like that. That's something that's on my mind. I have a couple, not kits per se, but I did buy one kit, and then I have like other accent yarn with like a main yarn that I had intended to do something like this with, but it was for myself and I haven't gotten around to it. But I am not going to be doing anything that's less than like DK weight. I think I'm just knitting two pairs of socks for the holiday, being my brother's fiance and then my aunt, and then everyone else is getting something else. So I'm not really thinking about new sock patterns for that. Now I thought this was a cute idea. Now, I'm not sure who I would have made this for. Maybe my partner. My partner does have a keyboard with like custom keys on it and very, very fancy. So they would appreciate a cover like this because we have cats and fur gets everywhere. So they actually have like the case, the little plastic case that the keyboard came with that they put over theirs. But making them something like this one day would be really nice, but not now. I'm still working on their socks from years ago. A blanket for a saddle is pretty cool. I don't know any equestrians though, so I wouldn't make it myself. This is cute too. Fluffiest baby blanket. Now, this chenille type, I think this is chenille. Is it chenille? It doesn't say in the description if it's chenille, but it's like that fleecy stuff. And my girl, Kabu, loves this texture. So I think if I continue to make blankets for my kitties, I would definitely consider this one. I don't know any musicians, so I wouldn't make this messenger bag, but it is a cute concept. I could easily just make it without this guitar right there. It's just a nice little decal, but practical for sure. Isn't that a relic? I mean, nobody has a little dial thing anymore. Now it's just all the music in your phone. You don't even have an iPod anymore. And look at that. Top 10 CDs. CDs! Man, I actually still like CDs. If I had a working CD player, I would keep buying them because I just like that tangibleness of a CD. Because if you're streaming, what if like the company decides they don't want to have their music streamed on the platform anymore? Then all that stuff you really liked is gone forever. So this I thought was a blanket at first, and then I looked over here and it says it is a huge triangle shawl. I was like, okay. Shawls are something that I have on my mind to knit at some point. I have, we looked over it already. I have a prayer shawl book, and I've seen other shawls on Ravelry, and I've seen shawls in a lot of the other pattern books that I have in little knitting magazines. So shawls are something on my list of things to do, maybe like 2022, because 2021 is all about getting rid of, or not getting rid of, but like finishing projects that I already have. We'll just give it a moment to look at this sweater, but I don't knit for kids, so sorry, Charlie. This is interesting. This is Kat's Pretty Pink Dress. Have you ever knit a dress or like a full-on garment? You would need a slip under here, I think. Something about knitwear and the fact that it's not as tight of a weave as like a woven thing. I worry about transparency, which is why, like, when I saw those shorts, I mentioned it would be something around the house, because I wouldn't trust myself to wear them out. Funky little skirt for a young girl. I don't know if this would still be in fashion these days. I haven't seen any little girls wearing something as, like, Lizzie McGuire-ish as this. Like iCarly, whatever the kids were doing back then. This is Knit Café Basic Hat. I considered this one too. A simple striped hat. Can't go wrong with that. Now this one again, lacy skirt with bows. I feel like you'd definitely need a slip under here. Skipping. Lala scarf. Ooh, that looks very hard. All of those yarn overs. Kind of reminds me of a jellyfish in a way. This is a love blanket. Very simple. Lush hoodie. This, I'm curious about attaching that zipper. I bet this is not nope, this is not seamless, so cool, but not something I would do. This piece pillow seems nice. I like how the colors are like bits and pieces all together of like these bold color block elements. Oh, I'm missing something. I'm missing a page. I love the little buttons on the back too. There we go. Polo shirt. This one, I could definitely feel more comfortable wearing this polo shirt with like a cami underneath it. But again, you have to add pieces. Don't like that. Pom-pom awning. This is cute. This kind of reminds me of my my little doily runner thing that I have over my drawer system because my grandma crocheted it. That would be something nice if I got into doing more homeware stuff for myself later on down the line. This recycled scarf. So another simple project I thought about. This one is using knit 1, crochet 2, second time cotton. 2 balls each in Irish Linen and Glacier Blue, and 1 ball of Istanbul, because it's the other side of it. Now this again, she has something underneath her. You could see like all the way through it. I think this red carpet gown is more of like maybe a beach cover up, but you would have to have something on underneath it because it's so sheer. And you can even see it on the mannequin how many eyelets there are, so you're getting quite a show. Now this slouchy cardigan, this is on trend right now. It's still the open front cardigan look. Honestly, I don't like the open front style because I like buttons and zippers, and I talked about this in a previous video. It's been a long time since I had talked about that, but it just seems so cheap to me. Like, no effort from the designer at all if they just make the garment, but they don't even give you a closure option. Like, no button, no snap, no hook, no zipper, nothing. Not even a tie wrap. Just flat out open, flapping in the wind. Don't like that. Now, it's cute. I just don't like how it isn't as functional as I would want it to be. Now, this robe, if this could be made for a grown-up, I would totally make that for somebody. Maybe even myself. Because who doesn't like a good bathrobe? Now, this bathing suit, this bikini is risky because, again, I would have to sew in like a lining or something because you never know. You don't want anything coming undone, unraveling, peeking through anywhere. Unless you're at a certain kind of beach. This yarmulke is pretty nice because I don't know anyone. I mean, I know people who would wear one, but I don't have anyone that I would make it as a gift for them. But if you are, or know someone who would need one, I think that's a nice gift to give. Practical. This yoga mat bag. I thought about making this. I know quite a few yogis who would appreciate something like this, but again, it's not on my timeline for this year. But when I saw it, I was definitely inspired as a nice, practical type of gift. And I think that's all of that's all of them out of here. So, I know we went through this one quite quickly, but there wasn't much in here that I was like, yes, I'm going to be doing these for my holiday projects this year. There were a couple scarf patterns that I was like, yeah, maybe. So let me know in the comments if there was anything that we reviewed that you've either knit yourself before as a gift, or you received as a gift, or you were making just for the heck of it. Anything of a similar pattern that you felt you've seen before, or anything that looks new and interesting that you'd want to try yourself. Let me know what you think. And so with that, thank you so much for watching or listening, however you chose to enjoy this video, and I will see you soon with another one. Bye!